Okay, so good morning, everyone. Today, officially, we will be learning something about patterns. Wait, hindi maganda. Patterns. When you were in grade school or when you were in preschool, this was very easy for all. There were patterns, A, B, A, B, A, B. Some uses A, A, B, A, A, B, A, A, B. Some uses A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C. It depends. Let's try, children. If I have a star followed by a heart, star, heart, star, what do you think is the next? Show it through the reactions. Let me see. What do you think will be the next answer to this pattern? Very good. These children are so good. You showed me a heart sign. That's correct. The next one here will be a heart sign. That's correct. So let's have another. For example, we have 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. What do you think will be the next pattern? Type it in the chat box. What do you think will be the next pattern? 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. What's the next after that pattern? Very good. You're so good. My children are so good. The answer here will be 1 by following the pattern. Now, this is too elementary. This is the concept that was discussed to us when we were in preschool. Now that we are in high school, we will be learning a little higher than this. So in here, since we're talking about math, we will be learning something about math. Okay? So patterns in math shows the arrangement of numbers in succession with a specific order. So therefore, what we will be having here for our discussion will always be numbers. Let's have this as an example. For example, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. What do you think will be our next answer? Type it in the chat box. What do you think will be the next number if we will be using here if we will be showing the pattern? That's good. Very good. You're so participative. This is 12. Got it? Simple. What do you think is the pattern used in this arrangement? What is the pattern used? Raise your hand if you want to answer. Raise your hand if you want to answer. What is the pattern used? Yes, Sophia.
Yung 2 po.
Okay, very good. So we need to add 2 to get the next number. Can you follow? Add 2. Let's have another. For example, we have 5, 25, 125. What do you think is the next number? Type your answer in the chat box. 5, 25. You can use your calculator if the number is so big. 125. What do you think is the next number? Type it in the chat box, please. Very good. Justine, what is the next number here?
25 po.
Okay, again, say it again.
625
Very
po.
good. 625. What do you think was the pattern used, Patrick? Justin.
Times 5 po.
Okay, very good. So we need to multiply each number by 5 to get the next one. Can you follow? Let's have another. For example, we have 1,000, 100, 10. Sorry. 10. What do you think is the next number? Type it in the chat box, everyone. What do you think is the next number? Okay. Let's hear it from Hans. What do you think will be the next number?
1 po.
1, correct. What pattern did you use to get 1? Hans, what did you
Hindi
use?
ko alam.
Paano mo nakuha yung 1? Okay, try to understand the pattern. From 1,000, it became 100, it became 10, and after that 1. What did you use to get the next term? Hans, just make a wild guess, an intellectual guess. Okay, I guess Hans is still struggling with the pattern. Anyone who can help Hans with regards this? Let's have, aside from Sophia, raise your hand please. Who among you can help us identify the pattern used for this? Yes, Jeremiah.
Sir, divide po sa 10.
Exactly. Very good. So we have to divide it by 10. Hans, did you get that? We need to divide each
Ah,
by 10 to get the next number. Right, Hans? Okay, very good. He showed a heart reaction. Thank you so much. Now that you understand what patterns is all about, of course, from the word itself, pattern, we really just have to see the movement of the numbers for us to really understand what's happening with the arrangement. Okay? And so, since you already know and understand what pattern is all about, let's try to understand what these numbers are. Okay? Let me clear this one. So, for example, we have 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This is a pattern. Okay? I just would like to, let's get to know them better. How many numbers are there in this pattern? Type it in the chat box, please. How many numbers are there in this pattern? Okay, please be participative. Very good. Thank you. Correct. There are 5 numbers. So these numbers are 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. Now, please know that when we are talking about the sequence, we are now talking about sequence, because we already showed certain order, certain arrangement for this sequence. So, sequence na ang pinag-uusapan natin dito. So, each number in the sequence is called, anyone who knows the answer, it starts with letter T. Yes, Ivan.
terms pa.
Very good. Correct. Each number in the sequence is called term. Okay, so therefore, in this sequence, how many terms are there? Raise your hand if you want to answer. In this sequence, how many terms are there? Yes, Lawrence.
5 po.
There are 5. What are those 5 terms? Say them, please.
20, 25, 30.
Okay, very good. So 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30. Those are the terms in this given sequence. Okay? So therefore, we have 5 terms here. Okay, so there are 5 terms. Correct. So what if we will be continuing this, and I would like to identify 8 terms in this sequence. Help me identify the next 3 terms. Go. What are the other 3 terms? Okay, raise your hand if you want to answer. What are the 3 other terms following the pattern of the sequence? Let's hear it from, yes, Gabriel.
Sir, 35, 40, 45.
Very good. So we have here 35, 40, and 45. So this time, we already have 8 terms. Show me a reaction if that's clear. Let me see. Very good. Okay. So let's get to know deeper. Let me clear this. So we have here, for example, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90. Speaking of terms, in sequence, we use symbols for each term. So the first term is expressed by this symbol, A sub 1. Can you follow? The next term, the second term, is symbolized by A sub 2. And then we have the third term is A sub 3. Sub 3 meaning the 3 is a subscript. It's a smaller number below the letter A. And then the fourth term is written as or expressed as A sub 4, while the last term, in this case, we have 5 terms. This is expressed as A sub 5. So therefore, if, for example, we are asked to find A sub 7, what do you think will be the answer? Find A sub 7. Type it in the chat box, please. Let me see how well you understood the process. What do you think will be the answer if we are asked to find A sub 7? Let's have it from Karin. Karin, what's the answer?
110 po.
Exactly. Very good. So we have 110. So therefore, by just following the pattern, A sub 6 will be 100. Hence, your A sub 7 will be 110, following the pattern of the sequence, which is adding 10 to get the next one. Got it? Show me a heart reaction if that's clear. Very good. Good. Okay. So let's continue. Now that you know the different symbols used in the sequence, let's learn this further. For example, we have 100, 200, 300, 400, and 500. You all know that the pattern here, the pattern used here is adding 100 to get the next term, right? So now, dealing with sequence, we have two types of sequences. The first one is, there is an ending, but the other one is like this, 100, 200, 300, comma, and then there is an ellipsis. What do you think does this or do these 3 dots mean? Anyone? These are 2 different kinds of sequence. Yes, Hans.
Infinite sequence po.
Exactly. When you say infinite sequence, Hans, what do you mean by infinite?
Ano po, wala, di po siya matatapos.
Exactly. Very good, Hans. That's correct. So therefore, when you see this symbol, this ellipsis symbol, this is the ellipsis symbol. Okay, ellipsis symbol. If you see this, it shows that it's an infinite sequence. Meaning, infinity. Infinity, ang pagmamahal ko sa iyo ay walang katapusan. Infinite. Continuous. It's a continuous sequence. But, looking at the other pattern, other sequence, look at this on top. If there is no ellipsis after the last number, therefore, it doesn't continue. It ends there. Therefore, what do you think is the answer, or what do you call this kind of sequence then? If the one with the ellipsis is infinite, what do you think is the term used to call the sequence with an ending? Let me hear it from, yes, Leah.
Infinite sequence po.
Very good. That's correct. So this is called, some call it finite, but most of the mathematicians call it finite sequence. Everybody, open your microphone and kindly ready. Open your microphone and say finite sequence.
Finite
Finite.
sequence.
Finite
sequence.
Very good. Finite sequence. The other one naman, it's not called infinite. It's infinite. Okay? So they are two different words. But if ever you want to call it finite sequence, it's okay. Pero medyo parang barok lang siyang pakinggan. So it's called finite sequence. And we all know that when we say finite sequence, it has an ending. It has an end. Okay? Show me a reaction if everything is clear so far. Let me see. Good. So let's have this for example. For example, we have 5 times 3, 15 times 3, 45 times 3. What is 45 times 3? 120 plus 15, 135. Am I right? 45 times 3, it's 135. 40 times 3, 120. 5 times 3, 15, 120 plus 15, 135. Okay, correct. So, for example, we have this kind of sequence. What do you call this? What do you call this one? Is this finite or infinite? Show me a heart reaction if it's finite and a thumbs up if it's infinite. Sige nga, show me a reaction. Good. That's nice. So you now know which is finite and infinite. So this is a finite sequence. Please know that for finite sequence, we have a special name for its terms. Okay? The first term and the last term are called what? What do you call these two terms for this finite sequence? Yes, Lawrence.
Extremes po.
Very good. Extremes. Extremes, meaning from the word itself, extremes. It's at both ends, dulo-dulo. So therefore, these are called extremes. And if the first and last terms are called extremes, what do you call naman these terms in between the first and the last terms? Let's hear it from Ziljan.
Means po.
Exactly, means. Okay, please take note of this because in the long run, during our discussion, you will get to know the reason why these are called means. Okay, so that's it. At least now you know, no matter how many numbers are there in between the first and the last terms, they are all called means. For example, we have 2, you move a little here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, no matter how long it is, as long as it's finite sequence, the 2 and the 16 are called extremes. And then from 4 to 14, these are called means. Got it? Show me a reaction if that's clear. Okay, very good. See, our topic is so easy. Okay. Now, let's go a little higher. Now that you already know the different kinds of sequences and how we deal with their patterns and what do you call the terms for finite sequence, let's now move on with the formulas. Because of course, for example, we have the pattern 5, 10, 15, 20, etc. That's an infinite sequence. Therefore, the pattern continues, the sequence continues. What if we were asked to find A sub 46? Oh no. If we will do the manual counting of 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, all your classmates are already finished answering the summative assessment and you're still doing the manual counting. Of course, I don't want that to happen to you. So, therefore, for us not to be bothered by these bigger terms that we need to find, then we can use the explicit form in finding explicit form. In finding the next terms. What do you mean by explicit form? This, from the word itself, it's a formula. It's a formula used to find the number or the terms, the term. Sorry ha, naglalag minsan yung aking pen tab. Okay. An explicit form is actually a formula that is used to identify the missing term. Okay, let's have this as an example. For example, we have A sub n. A sub n is the symbol for the unknown in the explicit form. A sub n is equal to 2n plus 6. So from the word itself, I just told you that this is a formula. Okay. For example, we are asked to find A sub 30. So what will we do here is, since we are looking for A sub 30, can you follow? Therefore, we are looking for the 30th term. Got it? We're looking for the 30th term. Therefore, since we are looking for the 30th term, please mind that looking at this pattern, A sub n, and this is A sub 30, what do you think is the value for n? What do you think is the value for n? Please write it in the chat box, please. I would like to see your answer. Very good. Good. So therefore, n here is actually 30. Following the pattern of A sub n and this A sub 30, this small n's value will be that 30. Okay? Now that you know how to identify n using our given, we can already find the A sub 30. So to do this, we just have to do this. To A sub 30, substitute n, the value of n, which is 30, is equal to, you also have to substitute n in our given formula. So this will become 2 times n is equal to 30. Please take note of that. Plus 6. So continuing the process of solution, A sub 30 is equal to 2 times 30. What's the answer? Type into the chat box, please. 2 times 30 is, very good, it's 60. Plus 6. I need someone now to say the answer for this. What is the 30th term in this explicit form? 60 plus 6, what's the answer? Yes, Lawrence?
66 po.
Exactly, that is 66. So therefore, the 30th term in this given sequence is 66. So you can also make a conclusion. Therefore, the 30th term is 66. Got it. Okay. Show me a reaction if everything is clear. Let me see. Very good. Nice. Okay. Since we are done with this, let's have an example. I will give an example and please answer. I hope you are writing with me in your notebook, or some might be taking a screenshot. Please do so for us to facilitate our faster taking of notes. Ready? Let's have another example. This time I want you to answer. Ready? Find A sub 67 if A sub n is equal to 3n minus 4. Do it. Type it in the chat box when you're done. Uy, meron tayong mabilis. Uy, ang dami. We are only looking for one. Only the 67th term. Okay. What is the 67th term? Let's wait for the rest. 3 of your classmates already sent their answers. Good. Good. I can see similar answers, correct? Nice. Okay, so to those who are not yet finished, please continue answering. So let us now do the process. Okay, since we are looking for the 67th term, because it's 8 at 67, right? So this is the 67th term. Okay, so therefore the value of n is equal to 67. So with this, having in mind that n is equal to 67, we can already do the process. So a sub 67, everybody watch with me, follow me in the process, is equal to 3 times n is equal to 67 minus 4, right? So everybody, what's the answer if you multiply 3 and 67?